decided it was, you know, acceptable to expand here is because, you know, Blue Flame Hellions don't destroy buildings very quickly. He could maybe save it in time when the mutas come out.
Now, Thors are in production, Tasteless, as you said earlier. ThorZain already does have some missile turrets up, so he should be all right. Does not want to lose these Blue Flame Hellions, though. The mutas may be able to pick some of those off.
And with, you know, Thors in play, they're sort of like mobile turrets. By the way, ThorZain's doing a really good job here of holding this 2 turrets out.
Yeah, he's defending quite well at the moment. He knows he's a little bit behind after that little Zergling counter, after throwing away a lot of Marines. And again, he would have a lot more Marines right now, like 3 times more Marines if he hadn't done that little attack behind the hatchery.
Yeah, that was a bit of a bad decision there. No, EGIdra expanding again. ThorZain. Now, there are Thors out. Thors are not very mobile, which is going to make this push a little bit difficult.
And that Thor wants to kill the mutas so bad, but can't end up doing it. You know, the one thing I really like about ThorZain's position, even though he's a bit behind 70 drones to 46 SCVs, is that he has Blue Flame Hellions. If he hits a good number of siege tanks of Blue Flame Hellions, the loss of the Marines won't matter quite as much because, well, he just needs the Marines to protect the Thors from magic boxing mutas.
And for our audience that doesn't know what magic boxing is, Artosis, please explain.
It's when you have your mutas spread out in their natural formation when they're still, and you click far enough away that they move in that formation and don't clump up to take Thor's splash damage. So the Thor without doing splash damage is actually quite pitiful as anti-air.
Here we have the Marines and siege tanks moving out now. It's unclear if he's actually going to push or if he just wants to have some presence on the map.
Right now 71 drones to 46 SCVs. The mutas flying around, going back into that main base. Does he have a Thor in there? No, it doesn't look like he even has a Thor in his main.
No, the Thor's moving out with the rest of the army over here. ThorZain may actually be giving up his base right now. Nice response by ThorZain. That turret will not die.
Oh my, and EGIdra losing some mutalisk health there, and the muta as well. And this is actually a very scary timing push. This is 133 supply to 142, and the fact that EGIdra has that many drones means that, in fact, ThorZain has a bigger army.
And he is doing some damage to these Morphing Banelings over here. More mutas taken out.
This is a
EGIdra
hard
may have
position.
overextended himself.
Oh man, if he sieges those tanks up and pushes just perfectly, EGIdra is going to be in a lot of trouble. Those Blue Flame Hellions are going to do a lot against these Zerglings. He has a huge amount of Zerglings right now.
EGIdra making sure to put a spine crawler up here to defend from the potential Hellions going into his expansion. Nice defense over here as well. ThorZain pulls back, a little bit unsure, wants to regroup.
His army is very frightening, Tasteless. Doesn't have a ton of upgrades, does have +1 attack from mech and Marines, so will do quite a bit of damage. EGIdra, on the other hand, just +1 melee. +2 is on the way, and he is upgrading Infestors now. So we'll see if he'll be able to live long enough to get to Infestors, because ThorZain looks like he may be ready to actually do this push.
He's got to be careful. This group over here is pretty clumped up. A few Blue Flame Hellion shots would melt that in a few seconds.
It's quite true. Starting to spread it out a little bit more. The mutas want to kill those very badly.
This push looks pretty serious.
Loses a few mutas. Nice play by ThorZain. Very, very quick. Going to leapfrog those back tanks.
ThorZain has to start leapfrogging them forward.
And the Hellions now going to work when the mutas aren't around.
Uh-oh. EGIdra should not be moving in right now.
Oh, he might be in a lot of trouble, Tasteless. ThorZain with nice spreads, the mutas coming in, and he just...
There's not enough Marines.
No, it looks
over
like
this location. The mutas actually doing a good amount of damage. So the push, kind of somewhat of a trade there. ThorZain needs to get more Marines over here. ThorZain does have the ability to move forward a little bit more. More Banelings on the way, though. He doesn't want to let the Blue Flame Hellions touch those.
Looks like there are no more Blue
Yeah,
Flames.
right as I said that.
And mutas hitting some of these tanks. The Marines taking out those mutas. Banelings rolling in to try to take out the siege tanks. And quite a trade once again, Tasteless, but most of the mutas for EGIdra are gone.
Marines are trying to come in here and save these few siege tanks. EGIdra pulls out at the last second.
This is so even, Tasteless. The supplies are very close, 122 to 114. ThorZain slightly in the lead there.
EGIdra's rally points might be a little bit too close to this location over here. Scan. I don't know, Artosis. This push is pretty scary. ThorZain just now taking his 3rd base.
Yeah, the push truly is scary, Tasteless. You know, I think right now EGIdra is rethinking what he's doing. Notice he's building spine crawlers to stall out this push, to slow it down from killing his base. He does have a better economy than ThorZain at the moment, ThorZain, of course, is expanding once again, so that may change pretty soon, but EGIdra may want to try some counter-attacking strategies at this point.
Well, EGIdra is going to spot this expansion over here. He could do some damage there. ThorZain is on the cusp of breaking into EGIdra's defenses. But you know what? After seeing these spine crawlers over here, that might not end up being the case.
You know what's really neat, Tasteless, is in this push, he does, in fact, have a sensor tower up, so he's going to see anything coming a mile away.
Note EGIdra dropping creep at other locations so that ThorZain is basically stuck with this expansion as long as the push is present in this part of the map.
You know, I love that spine crawler defense, Tasteless. That is going to slow down any push greatly. ThorZain keeps sending over more Marines, though, and their supplies very close, and here he goes, going to roll in. The Siege Tanks placed very, very well, magic boxing those mutas over to the first Thor. Thor goes down, too many Marines, though, and the Siege Tanks do remain, so Banelings won't be able to clean this up. EGIdra in a lot of trouble.
ThorZain attacking now. EGIdra's Banelings under fire. They're not going to finish in time, it looks like.
He needs those to finish, Tasteless. He needs to kill off those Marines, but it looks like they will go down, and EGIdra may have to GG here.
EGIdra attempted to clean up reinforcements here, but that's not going to be good enough.
GG!
That was a very intense push coming there from EGIdra.
I actually cannot believe it, Tasteless. That was an amazing game. ThorZain made a huge blunder early. Look at the calm, cool collectedness of this kid. Made a huge blunder early, though, Tasteless. EGIdra got well ahead with those Zerglings. I did not see him losing that game. It turned into a macro game and everything, but ThorZain had this great unit composition. Those blue flame Hellions that he kept alive were so important. He really did a lot of damage to EGIdra's Banelings and Zerglings, prevented him from really going in and smacking down the push. And as they did die, he replaced them with more important units such as Siege Tanks and Thors. So amazing play by ThorZain. A great play by EGIdra.
Who's going to win? I don't know. It's going to be EGIdra against ThorZain in just a little bit after we have a short commercial break.